to another episode of Dexter's Diary. What's up? Glad to be back with you this week. Last week was a total dud for me, and yeah, it's been a challenge. But I'm back this week, and I'm feeling great, and I'm doing well. So I hope I'm meeting you in that same spirit. But today I want to talk about something that's been just weighing on me for a little bit, and I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'm guilty of this. I'm sure there's a lot. I'm not the only one. And I'm learning that, okay, we have, and I say we, the collective, because I'm not alone in this issue with meeting people or people in our lives that have already been there and trying to change them. And I think for the most part, for me, it's been like relationships, friendships, things like that. And I get into a lot of trouble for that because a lot of times I expect certain behaviors and I may not be exhibiting those same behaviors. And maybe on some level, I feel like I deserve special attention. And I feel like everyone feels like they deserve special attention. But are you willing to give as good as you get? And sometimes that's really not the case. And it's a challenge. Like, you know, you if you go to a car lot and you purchase a car, you don't then take the car home and be like, I want you to be a helicopter. No, you got a car. If you wanted a helicopter, you should have got a damn helicopter. If you wanted a scooter, you should have got a scooter. If you wanted a skateboard, you should have got that. Whatever it is that was your vision, that's what you should have got. But to get it in its original form and then now because in some way it's yours or you feel like there's some correlation to yourself, now you want it to change. It doesn't work like that. And I for one personally battle too with the fact that, and I feel like it holds true for most of the people that I've spoken with. A lot of times you can see the best version of that person, and you're like, you see the potential. You're like, oh, I think this is dope. I think you can do. But just because you see it doesn't mean that they see it. They may feel that right now, this is the best version that they are, or this is the best that they can do at this point in their lives. Like, people are dealing with trauma, all kinds of insecurities and thoughts and so on and so forth. And that's just the things that we know about. What about the things that we don't discuss, you know? And more often than not, when you are on the outside looking in, you can see all these great aspects of this person. But when you're on the inside, the biggest thing is to fight your voice on the inside. The biggest thing is to fight that little voice that's like, you're not great, you're not perfect, you're not good enough, you're not like, because when all the lights go out and everyone's gone, like, you're left with that voice. And that's the one thing that you have to contend with. At 3 o'clock in the morning, that's the voice that you're hearing. Like, you could have did this better. You could have, like, that critical nitpicking. And it's like, shut up. Like, no, I did what I did, and that was the best I could do at the time. Going forward, now that I know better, I can do better. Or if I choose to, and I want to learn, I can learn and grow from there. But at this point in time, at this juncture in my life, that was the best I could do at the time. That's what you need to tell that voice. But that's not actually what's going on. The voice is like, you ain't shit. And you're like, yeah. That was lipstick. And you're like, yeah, I ain't shit. You're right. Like, I'm horrible. Like, we just slide right into it. Like, it's disgusting. It's horrible. For me, it's not something I've dealt with for quite some time. I used to be up all night thinking about all this crazy stuff. But I don't bother with that anymore. I've made some I've made some changes. I've learned some things about myself, and it's not like the voice goes away. It's not like the criticism goes away. For me, I just feel like it's, number one, it's less powerful, and number two, it's less intrusive. And at those moments when I feel like I want to criticize myself and I want to downplay myself, I'm like, what purpose does this serve? Like, is this the reality, or is it something that I've conjured up and I'm going to make it my reality? So I stop it in its tracks and I dissect it, because I'm like, this is not how this is going to go. You don't get to control the outcome. I control the outcome. And that's how we're going to play this. But that's more so for me. It doesn't always translate across the board for other people, but I'm learning now to be less critical of other people, to extend the same compassion that I have for myself and the things that I've gone through. And whether or not I know the full gambit of your story, I need to extend that same compassion to you, because you need it. We all need some type of compassion. We all need to feel like, we're not constantly being judged. We're not constantly being put down. We're not constantly having people come in and try to change us and rearrange us into what they deem is a worthier version in their eyes. It's unfair to the person, and it's completely unfair to you, because number one, they're going to buck. I promise you they're going to buck. At first, it sounds like suggestions, like, you should do this, and maybe you should do that. Then it becomes nitpicking, like, well, why didn't you do this, and why didn't you do that? Then then they feel like they're being, what's what I'm looking for? They're being attacked, and then they buck back. And I've literally had that happen to me like a few times. Like, look, you are trying to make me into a version of what you like. So it's either you're going to accept me in the way that I am, or we don't need to be in contact anymore. And it's like, oh damn, like I didn't realize how aggressive I was being, and how insensitive I was being. Again, people have their own things they have to contend with. They don't need you to add the fact that you want them to be a particular way to their roster. It's unfair. It's completely unfair. And if someone was imposing these same demands on you, you would feel the same way. Like, what are you? Hold up. Like, what you doing? That's not how this works. That's not how any of it works. And it's truly something that I feel like we need to work on. I need to work on. I have to work on. I'm continuously working on, because again, like I said, I have this idea of the people in my life, and you want the best for them. I do. I want the best for you. But that doesn't mean that my vision of what the best is aligns with your vision of what your best is for yourself. I can be like, oh, you'd be a great litigator, and you're just thinking like, I want to bake. Like, I don't want to argue with people for my livelihood. I want to bake. I want to make great creations and wedding cakes and cupcakes and whatever, souffles, whatever. I'm not a baker. I barely even cook. But, and it's not because I don't know how to. It's just, I don't want to. But that's usually how it works. Like, I've met men who are like, oh, I love a woman who looks a certain way, and likes to be a certain way, and I'm like, I fit none of those, and I don't plan to fit any of them. Like, I'm not gonna do it because you want me to do it. I'll do it because I want to do it for myself first and foremost, and then that extends on to you. And I feel like that's pretty much how everything plays out. Like, people do what they want to do for themselves first, and if by extension you benefit from it, then great. And if you don't, then great also, because they're not living their lives for you, just like you're not living your life for anyone else. So why do you feel like you can change people to your perception and that it should be okay? No, it's wrong, and it's just distasteful in all aspects. Let people be who they are. Take them at face value for who they are, and you move accordingly. It's you who have to move accordingly. If you don't like it, then you move away. If you like it, then you see if you can stay in the game. See if it's that kind of pool party. But you don't get to say, like, in order for me to be in your life, I need you to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can go. Dismiss. Goodbye. Anybody got time for that? It's unrealistic. And it's imposing yourself on somebody else. And that's not right. Just like you wouldn't like someone else to impose on you. So move accordingly. If this person is not meeting your expectations, I don't care if it's friends, family, a romantic partner. If they're not moving accordingly, then you move accordingly. That's it. If it's not working for you, remove yourself from the equation and let them be who they're going to be, and respect that that's their choice to be who they're going to be. A lot of times too, we have this notion that if I'm important to you, then you should want to change for me. No. If you feel I'm important to you, and you know that these are my values, and these are the things that I like, and these are the things that I don't like, and you choose not to do them, that's your choice. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to fight with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Just going to be like, you know what? It was fun. I'll see you around, and keep it moving. I've been in those situations too, where it's just like, you say you love me, but if you really love me, you didn't. Nah, son. Nah. It is the ultimate setup, because yeah, on one level, you're right. If you care about me, then you would take my feelings into consideration. But on the other side, it also says the same thing. If you cared about me, you would take my feelings into consideration. So obviously, you care, but you may not care enough to feel like my feelings should be regarded. You only care about how you feel, and it's cool. Again, remove yourself from the situation. And I've been that person too. Like, oh, you should change because da-da-da. Silence. If you don't like what I'm doing right now, you can go. Because I'm going to be who I need to be in this moment until I feel like it's time for me to change. Period. You can't force people to grow up. You can't force people to change. You can't force spiritual growth. You can't force intellectual growth. You can't do any of those things. It has to come naturally. It has to be something that the person desires to want to do. And if they don't want to do it, then it is what it is. Take it at face value and you move accordingly. Stop trying to change the car into the helicopter. Let the car be the car and go get you the helicopter. That's it, and that's all. So, on that note, I got some stuff to do. I gotta go make myself into a helicopter and fly away. No, yeah. Stop trying to change people. It's not worth it. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your energy. And it's not worth the level of disappointment that you're going to feel when it does not happen. Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to be disappointed. And you're going to feel like, well, damn, I'm not worth it. And it's not even about you, though. It's about them. Respect that. Take your shit and move along. Move along. Let go. Release. Let them back out into the wild. Go in peace. That's it. Stop it. Stop trying to control people. Stop. It's okay. Everyone doesn't have to bow down to you. You are not everyone's master. It is what it is. you will live and so will they. And you'll find somebody else who wants to kiss your feet and do all kinds of crazy stuff. And they'll find somebody else who doesn't require that. And all is well in the kingdom. Or queendom. Whatever. Anyway, go in peace. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. And definitely next time will be next week. So, I'll see you then. Bye, boo.